The year is 1462. Twilight descends upon the Carpathian Mountains, casting long, eerie shadows across the snow-dusted peaks. A chill wind whispers through the ancient forests, carrying with it the scent of pine and a silence more profound than any uttered word. High above, perched precariously on a rocky crag, sits Poenari Castle, the ancestral home of Vlad III, voivode of Wallachia, known throughout the land by a name whispered in fear and reverence, Vlad the Impaler. Within the castle walls, torches flicker, casting dancing shadows on the stone. The air is thick with the scent of wood smoke and roasting meat, a feast prepared for the prince and his men. But tonight there is an undercurrent of unease. The Ottoman army, a vast force led by the Sultan himself, is approaching. Vlad, a tall, imposing figure with piercing dark eyes, stands at a window, gazing out at the approaching darkness. His face, framed by long black hair, is etched with a grim determination. He knows that the fate of his people and his own destiny hangs in the balance. Tonight the mountains will run red with blood. Tonight the legend of Vlad the Impaler will be forged in fire and steel. Vlad III was born into a world of violence and intrigue, a world where power was often won and lost on the battlefield. The year was 1431 and the place was Sighisoara, a small but strategically important town in the region of Transylvania, now part of modern-day Romania. This town, with its winding streets and fortified walls, was a melting pot of cultures and a hub of political maneuvering. His father, Vlad II, was the ruler of Wallachia, a small but fiercely independent principality nestled between the rugged Carpathian Mountains and the mighty Danube River. Wallachia was a land of stark contrasts, where the beauty of the landscape belied the constant threat of invasion and political upheaval. Vlad II, known as Vlad Dracul or Vlad the Dragon, was a member of the Order of the Dragon, a chivalric order dedicated to defending Christendom against the encroaching Ottoman Empire. This order, founded by the Holy Roman Emperor Sigismund, was composed of the most valiant and loyal knights of the time. The order's symbol, a dragon, would become a powerful emblem in Vlad III's life, forever linking him to his father's legacy. This emblem was not just a symbol of power, but also a reminder of the heavy responsibilities and the perilous path that lay ahead. Young Vlad, along with his brother Radu, spent his early years in Sighisoara, a town steeped in medieval history and legend. The brothers would have played in the shadow of ancient fortifications, their imaginations fueled by the tales of knights and dragons that were part of their heritage. The imposing clock tower, the well-preserved fortifications, and the cobblestone streets would have been familiar sights to the young prince. These landmarks were not just part of the town's scenery, but also silent witnesses to the turbulent history that shaped Vlad's early years. But the idyllic tranquility of Vlad's childhood was shattered when he was just 11 years old. The political landscape of Wallachia was fraught with danger, and the young prince was about to be thrust into its very heart. In 1442, his father, facing political pressure from both within and outside Wallachia, was forced to travel to the Ottoman court to pledge his allegiance to the Sultan. This was a time of great tension as the Ottoman Empire was expanding its reach into Europe, and Wallachia was caught in the crossfire. He took his two young sons with him, unaware that this journey would have profound and tragic consequences for their family. The journey to the Ottoman court was long and arduous, filled with uncertainty and danger, marking the beginning of a new and challenging chapter in Vlad's life. The journey to Adrianople, the Ottoman capital, was long and arduous. The rugged terrain and ancient roads seemed endless, each mile a reminder of the distance growing between the boys and their homeland. The caravan moved slowly, laden with the weight of their fate. For Vlad and his younger brother Radu, it was a journey into the heart of a world vastly different from their own. The familiar landscapes of Wallachia were replaced by the exotic and unfamiliar sights of the Ottoman Empire. The brothers, though young, could sense the gravity of their situation. Gone were the familiar sights and sounds of their homeland, replaced by the bustling streets, towering mosques, and exotic languages of the Ottoman Empire. The air was filled with the aroma of spices and the chatter of merchants in a myriad of tongues, a stark contrast to the quiet, rural life. they had known. Upon their arrival in Adrianople, Vlad and Radu were taken to the Sultan's palace, a sprawling complex of gardens, fountains, and opulent buildings. The grandeur of the palace was overwhelming, with its intricate architecture and lush gardens, a testament to the power and wealth of the Ottoman Empire. Here they were treated not as prisoners, but as guests, albeit guests with limited freedom. Their quarters were luxurious, yet the presence of guards was a constant reminder of their captivity. They were given fine clothes and rich food, but the gilded cage could not mask the reality of their situation. They were given tutors and instructed in the Quran, the Islamic holy book, as well as in Ottoman history, language and customs. The education was rigorous, designed to mold them into loyal subjects of the Sultan. They learned about the vast empire, its conquests and its culture, absorbing knowledge that would stay with them for life. While Radu adapted to this new environment, embracing the language and culture of their captors, Vlad remained defiant. Radu's willingness to assimilate earned him favor, but Vlad's resistance only deepened his isolation. He saw the education as a tool of subjugation, a means to erase his identity. He resented his loss of freedom and the constant threat that hung over him and his family. The opulence of the palace could not soothe the ache of captivity. Each day he looked out the window, longing for the freedom of his homeland, the familiar faces and the life that had been stolen from him. The years of captivity instilled in him a deep hatred for the Ottomans and a burning desire to see his homeland free from their influence. This hatred festered, growing stronger with each passing day. He vowed to himself that he would one day break free and reclaim his birthright. This period of captivity had a profound impact on Vlad's psyche. It shaped his worldview, instilling in him a sense of purpose and a relentless drive. The isolation and the constant threat of death honed his mind, making him more determined and calculating. It instilled in him a deep understanding of Ottoman military tactics and political machinations, knowledge that would serve him well in the years to come. He observed the training of soldiers, the strategies employed in battle, and the intricacies of court politics, all the while planning his future moves. However, it also nurtured a simmering rage, a thirst for vengeance that would ultimately shape his destiny and earn him his fearsome epithet, Vlad the Impaler. This rage became the fuel for his ambitions, driving him to become one of history's most notorious figures. His time in captivity was not just a period of suffering, but a crucible that forged the man he would become. Section 4. The Impaler Ascends. In 1448, after 6 years of captivity, Vlad was released by the Ottomans and installed as a puppet ruler in Wallachia. The Ottomans believed they could control him, using him as a tool to maintain their influence over the region. His father and older brother had both been murdered, victims of the treacherous political landscape of Wallachia. The loss of his family left a deep scar on Vlad, fueling his desire for vengeance and justice. Vlad, now 17 years old, returned to a homeland teetering on the brink of chaos. The villages were in disarray, the people lived in fear, and the once thriving marketplaces were now scenes of disorder and despair. His reign, however, was short-lived. Despite his youth and determination, Vlad faced immense challenges from within his own court. Lacking support from the Wallachian boyars, the powerful noble families, Vlad was quickly deposed and forced to flee into exile in Moldavia. The boyars, wary of his intentions and his potential for vengeance, saw him as a threat to their power. For the next 8 years, he lived a precarious existence, navigating the treacherous world of Balkan politics, always seeking an opportunity to reclaim his birthright. During this time, he forged alliances, learned the art of war, and honed his skills in diplomacy. In 1456, with the backing of Hungarian forces, Vlad launched a daring campaign to retake Wallachia. The Hungarian support was crucial, providing him with the military strength he needed to challenge his enemies. He defeated his rival, Vladislav II, in a bloody battle, claiming the throne that was rightfully his. The battlefield was a testament to his strategic brilliance and unyielding resolve. Vlad III, now known as Vlad Tepes or Vlad the Impaler, had begun his reign. His coronation was a moment of triumph, but it also marked the beginning of a new era of fear and strict rule. The years of exile had hardened him, forging in him an iron will and a ruthless pragmatism. He had learned that to survive and thrive in the brutal world of medieval politics, one had to be both cunning and merciless. He was determined to restore order to Wallachia, to break the power of the boyars, and to secure his country's independence from Ottoman domination. His vision for Wallachia was one of strength, unity, and independence. To achieve these goals, Vlad would unleash a reign of terror that would forever etch his name in the annals of history. His methods were brutal, but he believed they were necessary to bring about the change he desired. The tales of his cruelty spread far and wide, cementing his legacy as one of history's most formidable rulers. Section 5, Forest of the Impaled.